Good evening. Welcome to Current Affairs. So today we'll be discussing two issues. One issue that is related to Justice C.S. Karnan, and the second one we'll discuss about NAG. So what exactly? So it is NAG that I'll be telling you after some time. So, but otherwise, if you look at Justice C.S. Karnan, definitely you are going to get a question on this person in any forthcoming examination. So, because for the first time in the history of India, a great controversy has been created by a judge of High Court. And of course, after creating the controversy and arrest warrant was issued against him last month, this happened in the month of May. And when the police went to arrest him, so he absconded. So right since May 9th, 2017, police are searching for him, and even today also he is untraced. And very recently, just 2 days back, so he got retired. And for the first time, a judge of High Court got retired while on run. So this is completely unprecedented, in fact. So this is not at all a fair thing with respect to the judiciary. Meaning the people who are occupying the higher positions in the judiciary, they are not respecting the judicial verdicts. And even today also he is untraced, and the imprisonment of 6 months is still there. So if he is arrested, so he may be given this imprisonment. But otherwise, to his credit, so many dubious distinctions have been created. So we look into this, and one probable question is that like on Justice C.S. Karnan. So right, to which High Court he belongs to, in fact, meaning at the time of retirement, right? And he retired as a judge of Calcutta High Court, that is called Kolkata High Court. But otherwise, remember, who was the controversial judge against whom arrest warrant was issued, right? So answer is Justice C.S. Karnan. So regarding that person, I have some information. I'll show you that information. But please remember the name. This is definitely going to be a question in any forthcoming examination. Now, so let's have a look at this. Look at this. So just 2 days back, Justice C.S. Karnan got retired. He is the first High Court judge to retire while on run, and he's also the first judge to facing arrest when a 7-judge bench of the Supreme Court passed an unprecedented arrest order against a constitutional court judge, and he became the judge of Madras High Court in March 2009. Later, he raised so many allegations, and he accused so many judges of Supreme Court, and he wrote letters to President of India, Prime Minister of India, so to look into these issues. But unfortunately, so nothing was happened. And another important thing with respect to Justice C.S. Karnan is that he also became the first High Court judge to move National Commission for SCs and STs complaining of harassment by his fellow judges. Again, it was also one unprecedented incident that happened, and that happened because of Justice C.S. Karnan. And he was the first to face the Supreme Court wrath and earn an order directing him to undergo psychiatric analysis for mental stability. So never it happened in the history of India with respect to any High Court judge. And he is the first to be arrested while holding the constitutional office of a High Court judge. So many things, this made him to be there in the news. But unfortunately, everything is controversial. And even now also he is untraced, right? So a judge of High Court, when the arrest order was issued on May 9th, and police went to arrest him on May 9th. Today we are on June 14th, and for so many days a High Court judge is missing. So how can it happen, right? So meaning, so he is really missing, or he is not there in the country? Did he leave the country, or is there any deliberate attempt not to arrest him, or anybody is supporting him or giving him shelter? So this is nothing but, whatever is happening in this system, this is nothing but a mockery of the system. Meaning is simple: an order that is issued by the Supreme Court is not being implemented. So this is very, very unfortunate thing. All right. But please remember, Justice C.S. Karnan, with respect to, the so-called the name. The name is important for the examination point of view. And have a look at this. I have a question for you, and I'm very sure that every one of you aware of these answers. High Court judges retire at the age of. See here, generally what happens. This is a very generally asked question in the examination. All right. And since Justice C.S. Karnan, one of the controversial judges, because he is there in the news, it may also be a possible question. Right. And as we all know that High Court judges retire at the age of 62 years. There is nothing like any minimum term or tenure for High Court judges. Right. That from the time they become the High Court judges, they will continue as the High Court judges till they attain the age of 62 years. Right. And once they attain the age of 62 and they are getting retired. So before that, they may be, this promoted to the Supreme Court, and they may be appointed as the Supreme Court judge. But if the chances are not there to be appointed as a Supreme Court judge, the person at the High Court level retire at the age of 62. And kindly remember, in this particular context, Supreme Court judges retire at the age of 65 years. Please remember, these two are very generally asked questions in various examinations. High Court judges, Supreme Court judges, 62 years, 65 years, respectively. Clear? Next. Next, we'll go further. Look at this. So you can have a look at the answer. Obviously, it should be C. Answer C. Right? So High Court judges retire at the age of 62 years. Next, we'll go further. NAG. Right. So yesterday, NAG has been successfully testified in the deserts of Rajasthan. Of course, it was also testified successfully previously, but once again, we have reiterated our strength. So whenever this testified is successful, that is adding strength to our Indian security system. So when it comes to NAG, this is anti-tank guided missile. In fact, this is one of the missiles in DRDO's project, Integrated Guided Missile Development Program. So in this particular project, NAG is one missile, and this is being developed indigenously, and it has been successfully testified by DRDO. All right. And regarding this, I have some information. I'll share that information with you. Now, please have a look at this. The very generally asked question in the this preliminary examination is that, so which of the following is anti-tank guided missile? So answer is NAG. So please remember this. Look at this. So the DRDO on June 13th, yesterday itself, in June 13th, 2017, successfully testified anti-tank guided missile NAG in a desert in Rajasthan. ATGM stands for anti-tank guided missile. And NAG works on the principle of fire and forget. Please remember this very, very important one. Which missile works on the principle of fire and forget? And in this context, I would like to tell you what is the meaning of this fire and forget principle. Look at this. Once the target is identified, the missile needs no further guidance during the flight. Otherwise, other missiles, they need some guidance. But with respect to NAG, so once the target is identified, you can just forget about this. You can just forget about this, and it requires no further guidance. And This is the fire and forget principle, and the missile operator is free to retreat. So he need not look into that one. And once the target is identified, it will be tracking the target and the target will be hit. So that is called fire and forget principle. Next, look at this. So NOG is equipped with highly advanced imaging infrared radar seeker. So with integrated avionics technology, which is possessed by very few nations. And look at this. This successful flight test has strengthened the country's defense capabilities. Right. And in this scenario, one possible question for the examination is that who is the chairman of DRDO? DRDO stands for Defense Research and Development Organization. And the chairman is, right, it is there on your screen. This is this is Dr. S. Christopher. He is the current chairman of DRDO. Right. Now, so please remember these points. So apart from this, I also have one more question for you today. Again, most probable question. You might have heard, and majority of you have seen, this metro rail. Metro rail is present in various cities, right? Maybe in Delhi, maybe in Calcutta, right? Mumbai. In so many places, you have this metro rail. And in most of the places, you will see this underground metro rail. But in some cities, you will also see, this how is this being constructed in Hyderabad? It is above the ground also. So that all depends on the. But for the first time in India, metro rail is being constructed beneath the waters, under the waters, for the first time, please. And the possible question in the examination is that which is the city where the underwater metro rail, right? So this is being constructed. So this is the possible question. Please remember this. I'll show you the question, then I'll show you the answer. Look at this. Which of the following cities in India is to be the first to get underwater metro? Mumbai, Kolkata, or Visakhapatnam? Please remember, answer is C. That is Kolkata. And hope you all know that Kolkata is also the first city in India to have metro. Right? So to have metro, and when it comes to underground, underwater metro, so for the first time, it is Kolkata, so which is going to achieve this. Right? So please remember these particular points, and I'll show you the answer. Look at this. Answer is Kolkata. So please remember. So what are all the points I told you today? Everything is important. Maybe Justice C.S. Karnan, right? So maybe Justice C.S. Karnan, possible question. NAG, possible question. And this metro rail, so it's the very new one. Obviously, most probable question in any forthcoming examination. Clear? And June 18th, civil service aspirants are going to take up the examination, and hopefully the preparation is on full swing, and most probably you are revising various topics, right? And keep doing well, reduce your tensions, right? So there is you don't achieve anything, right? So with increased anxiety, so that is the reason why maintain cool. Fine. And I wish you all a very good luck, right? Fine. So thank you so much for being with me, and I'll see you again tomorrow with more current affairs. Thank you so much. Good night.